The S95D from Samsung is their most colorful TV to date. How's it going, everybody? KG here on behalf of SamMobile, and today we're going to be looking at the Samsung S95D in this full review. Now picture this, you're watching TV in a very bright room in a sunny afternoon, and you just have a really big glare on the TV. The S95D is made to solve that problem, and it does a really good job at it as well. It has this new glare-free finish. This is going to help solve problems where you may have issues with reflections in your home. The solution that Samsung has come up with does solve a lot of issues in many bright rooms. So that is a real big plus side. But there is downsides to the screen coating, and I will address that in a little bit. So when we're talking about the actual picture of the S95D, why is it so special? Well, when you look at the S95D, you'll notice first of all that it is marketed as an OLED. But it's not just any traditional OLED. This is actually a quantum dot OLED. And one of the reasons why OLED is really good in the first place is self-emissive pixels, which means that each individual pixel has control over itself and can completely turn off in order to get the screen fully black when intended, which is why you get the perfect blacks with OLED TVs. Now, one thing OLED TVs struggled with in the past has been color reproduction, especially when it comes down to bright colors. And when it comes down to bright colors, the S95D is definitely solving that issue that traditional OLEDs can't really get right. And this is because it's using Samsung Display's quantum dot OLED Generation 3 technology. If you're not familiar with quantum dot OLED, it's pretty new. This is actually only the third generation, the third year of quantum dot OLED, and it just keeps getting better and better with each iteration. Samsung Display does a really good job with this OLED panel. Not only does it do better with bright colors, but the actual quality of the screen has less issues than a traditional WOLED. So you'll have less risk of getting a screen uniformity issue if that's what you're worried about. Another issue I think that traditional WOLEDs would struggle with is going to be brightness. Now, quantum dot OLED is no slouch when it comes down to brightness. This TV can get very bright. It has measured up to 1800 nits of brightness, and that's really awesome when it comes down to HDR highlights. This is one of my favorite TVs to watch HDR movies on, and it's personally my favorite TV to game on because of that excellent brightness and color reproduction. Now, when it comes down to the gaming capabilities, it definitely has the specifications. We have 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, all capable of a 144Hz refresh rate on capable PCs. So that's really nice for PC gamers. And for console gamers, you have things like Game Motion Plus intact, where you can take 30 frames per second games and make them feel more like 60 frames per second games with motion interpolation in your game mode. And what's great about this is that traditionally, if you use motion interpolation in game mode, it's going to result in high input lag. But with Game Motion Plus, you keep the input lag very low, and it's hardly noticeable when you have it on. I personally do not notice it at all, and I love Game Motion Plus. It's one of my favorite exclusive features that Samsung has on their TVs. You also have things that you could do in your game as well, like multi-view, where you can bring up YouTube on a side screen if you want to watch a walkthrough while you're playing a game. That is certainly possible with the S95D and other Samsung TVs in 2024. You also have things like the mini-map zoom, and you have the ability to put a crosshair on your TV if you need the extra crosshair assistance for the game that you're playing. Pretty cool stuff. Now, enough about game mode. What about watching movies and TV shows? Well, this TV is very excellent, especially when it comes down to HDR color. The HDR color in this TV is some of the best that I have seen to date. And if you want to take your colors to the next level and maybe add a little bit more oomph, a little more spice to those colors, you do have things like the color booster this year. And that's going to just emphasize colors even more, but also keep the image somewhat looking realistic. So that's a nice touch. Go ahead and try it out if you get this TV and tell me if you like it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your answer. A thing that people may see as a con is that this TV doesn't have Dolby Vision. But I've compared Dolby Vision to non-Dolby Vision with other TVs, and I've found that the results are very negligible, and really in most movies and TV shows, it really doesn't make a difference. HDR10 oftentimes can look better than Dolby Vision because of the way that the Dolby Vision is implemented on most TVs. But that's a story for a different video. I just want to say that if you're looking at this TV and you're worried because it doesn't have Dolby Vision, don't be, because the HDR10 capability of this TV is great, and you're not going to miss Dolby Vision at all. There's a lot of great features to go along with the S95D as well, including the new Tizen OS revamp, and this is faster than ever, so the UI is very speedy and very responsive. Of course, Tizen OS will have the latest apps as well, and great features like Xbox Cloud Gaming built into the TV, so you don't even have to have a console to play your games. There's other game streaming services as well, and of course a ton of different video streaming options. You have things like Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, and much more. So what about that screen coating that I was telling you about? The glare-free finish. Now, like I said, in bright rooms where sunlight's coming in, you're definitely going to love this TV. However, when light hits the screen directly, it can impact the contrast a little bit, and you sort of lose that feeling of it being an OLED TV. But when the lights are completely off and you're in a dark room, this looks like every other OLED TV in regards to contrast. It just works and looks really good. So the screen does a really good job of eliminating reflections because of the sunlight coming in, but when you do have actual light impacting the screen, what it does is it diffuses the light. Instead of seeing reflection, you'll just see kind of like a glow on your TV. Now, a lot of people that I've talked to love this TV in a bright room. So don't let that hold you back from checking it out for a bright room, because it may be just what you need in your bright room scenario. And for those in a dark room, absolutely get this TV because it is fantastic when it comes to HDR. In summary, I think that Samsung's S95D is their best 4K TV that you can buy, and I really don't think it's close. The S95D blew me away with the picture quality, and I think that once you guys get a chance to see it in person, you would think the same thing. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the S95D, and let me know what you guys want to see in future TV videos for SamMobile. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one.